All right.
I like that.
So, did you get to open that GIF that I sent you, or is it a GIF? What do they call them?
What? Which one? You send so much stuff
one,
now.
No,
You're the annoying guy. You know that.
no, not by far. I am not.
When you send all that Instagram stuff, those are mostly stupid. Just so you know that. I'm telling you right now, they're just mostly stupid.
You told me one time if you see something that you
Say
think
something.
we're not in school right now,
Right,
Matt.
no,
you said if you got something, just what Ted and I do is we just fucking text each other, and then it's on the text. And if it's something interesting, we could go back to it. We could find it. We could talk about it.
Do I sound like that?
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
I really?
Yeah. Find it.
I have to stop doing.
Bag of dicks. No, but you said if you stumble across something, just text it to us. So I'm just doing that blindly.
Yeah, but I all the Instagram stuff. I don't. I mean,
You can't open it, or
I can open it all. I don't find it funny.
Okay,
Is
then
it
I'll
is it
stop.
just me? Am I the guy that can't like doesn't like looking at all this stuff? No, I mean keep doing it.
I checked it out.
But I'm gonna when I say I see it all, I'm kind of lying.
I saw everything I see everything you send. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm mildly amused by it. Yeah.
I thought the George Carlin one was pretty good. It was topical.
No, the George Carlin one was really good. I'm gonna.
You just said
Man,
everything
you know
I
what,
send you is
Ted?
not-
When we do video, it's just gonna be the facial. People are gonna be like, "That's it. Matt's getting up and he's kicking the shit out of Ted." That's what they're gonna say.
No, not again.
If we get video, we're gonna make it into a cartoon.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can take our entire show and animate it. Haven't you ever seen those shows?
No, I haven't.
So the
you
real life.
shitting me?
I've seen those
No,
shows. Yeah,
there's
I've seen those
there's
shows. Yeah.
well, there's a couple of different shows. The best one that I've seen. So what they'll do is they'll be, in this case, celebrities will record a bit,
Okay.
and then they'll replay all the audio to like puppets. It's called prank yankers.
Yeah.
Yank prankers.
What, you say
or
crank
whatever.
yankers?
Crank yankers. Is it
Yeah,
crank?
but that's puppets. You're talking about like actually
kinda
turning
like
a
animated.
video.
Wait, what
It's-
about
I mean,
what about
puppetry,
marionettes? Those things creep me out.
Those things are so
string.
weird. Why were marionettes a thing? I don't
They're
understand.
mesmerizing.
Probably a French thing.
I know that there's probably a phobia for that, right? People
No, I
are
mean,
afraid of
actually,
those
I
things.
like
Oh, hell yeah.
marionettes. I mean, it's kind of cool because you got the puppet, because a person's hand goes into the puppet, and there's the puppet, but the marionette is like on a string, which seems like it's more skillful to
Oh,
control
hell
the
yeah.
marionette.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, because you're like, they're doing this and they're doing this, and it's
Like
Yeah.
that's like from the movie
freaked out.
You mean it's easier?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall? He did that with the vampire
Oh.
thing, right?
So it's
Or
not.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, but I mean, so
That's a
you're
real
saying
life.
stuffing your hand in Kermit the frog's ass is less talent. It takes less talent.
I mean, it's skillful, but I mean, a marionette
Teddy.
is more skillful because I mean, you're controlling the puppet from a distance
Yeah.
with very precise and nuanced movements. So I mean,
Nuanced.
I'm very, it's very impressive. So
God, you are so. You know what? As you get more drunk, when you start out sober, you're very impressive with your words. As you get more drunk, your words become more like, and then a fart. You just everything's a fart.
No, I think he gets.
why did I
don't know.
cancel my appointment?
No, wait a minute. So we can turn our show. We can make a video of it. Turn our show into a cartoon. Does it take any editing?
Of course.
And we're not.
Somebody has to do it. No, what I'm suggesting is that
you
we
can't
take,
press a button?
we
Very
take a show that's
expensive.
already been recorded and have like an animator listen to it and create and animate the entire show. Like create something based on our audio. It'd be fucking hilarious.
And they're going to do it for free.
Like you could
They
be
are?
like you could be talking and you're like just as you're talking doing something crazy, just like in that show I was telling you, but it was with puppets.
Yeah.
Puppets.
No, I saw that.
Yeah.
I that was pretty funny. They used to make crank phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, every,
Prank phone
every
calls?
time someone says the word puppet, I always think of that song "Master of Puppets" by Metallica. Pulling your strings.
It's about,
I always
cocaine.
think about that song.
It's about
yeah.
cocaine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
They seem like they're very.
It's not about
angry.
puppets?
They're very angry
No.
in that song.
Cocaine is the master of puppets.
See, I don't
Controls your
I
life.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think almost all songs are about cocaine. And now that I think about it,
Cocaine, but Cocaine Bear is not about songs. Cocaine
Well,
Bear.
the song
Yeah,
by
who wouldn't sing?
yeah.
It's got. We should make a song. We should make a Cocaine Bear song. Yeah.
I've yet to see that movie. I don't know what the premise
Yeah,
is.
I'm
Okay,
not- I don't see movies, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I tried to see something that's like 2 years old. I tried to find it on the TV. I couldn't even. It's not even anything I can watch. I'm just like, you know what? Nobody wants me to see this. Then then fuck
Yeah.
them. I'm not going to watch it.
But you
too
know,
hard
we,
to find.
we were talking about prank calls. You know, that doesn't exist anymore. Prank phone calls.
No, you can't
Remember
do
that
it.
used to be a thing.
Yeah.
No, I remember some of the
We used to do it all
the
the
high
time.
no the some of the highest ranked DJs in the country. I remember like
was all prank calls?
Mancow. I don't
Not
know. I don't know.
Mancow. It's
I don't-
Brandmeier
yeah, but they
did
would.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he
yeah,
would
but
do
they
it.
did the prank calls,
Yeah.
but it was like elaborate. It wasn't like is your refrigerator running? Go catch it type of thing. It was like very involved.
Yeah.
And it was like mildly amusing for like 5 minutes, and then but actually I think the Beastie Boys had like an ongoing prank call thing. It was actually pretty funny. The Beastie Boys they did like a whole prank call
What?
set. The Beastie not the Beastie Boys, but
No.
The Jerky Boys?
Jerky Boys, the
Oh,
Jerky
man.
Boys. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that shit
Yeah.
was
That was funny. That
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. I tell my wife
Hey,
that.
Jerky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frank Rizzo.
Yeah, Frank Rizzo, yeah. He goes, I'm coming with my
R-I-Z-Z-O,
he goes, I'm coming-
you
he goes,
fucking-
I'm coming with my fucking tools. He goes, hey, you can't talk to me that way, guy. He's
Oh, my God. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sizzle chest.
So here, I want to know something. What I've been looking at this, and there's a lot of news things in there. How can you be a squatter?
California.
But
Crazy.
I don't understand.
No,
this.
I just read about the topic. I knew about squatters for years, but actually, I guess it's so rampant now. And I guess like once you go on Google and look at a news story, you always get like the same type of story because I think they have that algorithm where they send you the same story. So you heard about I guess squatters apparently have actually more rights than the actual homeowner. Like you have
No,
to,
it's state to state.
but you have to serve them a 10-day eviction notice. You have to go
Wait,
through
hold
the
on.
courts.
So let me get straight. So you have a place, right? Like if I go to work and no one's here, could someone come in and squat?
No.
Yeah. I mean, so
mean-
here's what happened.
No.
Here's what happened in one case. So
That's home invasion.
It usually
Well,
happens.
that's what it's. I mean, isn't?
No.
but it's on a
No, let
lesser
Ted
scale.
finish.
Yeah, I'm sorry, on a lesser scale. So
Ted's an
apparently,
expert on squatting.
So yeah, so here's two cases. So one case, I don't know what state it was, but the guy. So here's what usually happens: it's an out of state. So the mother, it's an elderly couple. The father passes away. They can't keep the mother in the house. They have to move her away. And so the house is vacant, but it's up for sale. They didn't say how long it was, but it didn't seem like it was a long time. And apparently the squatters moved in, and of course they had their alibi lined up where it's like, oh, I paid $6,000 to a realtor.
Okay, but that's fake.
Yeah, of course it's fake.
But it's
Yeah,
all lies.
And they're
How
pretending,
is it
and they're
not
pretending, and they're
trespassing?
pretending, yeah, it is trespassing. But they claim they're the victims. But the point is,
But they're not the victims.
Yeah, of course they're not. But when they call when the actual owner calls the police always say the same thing. It's a civil matter. You have to go through the courts, so that buys the squatters more time. So long story short, they can get rid of the squatters, but it's going to take months. So this one guy, you heard about the guy in California. What he did was he actually found out there were squatters at his mother's place after she moved out. He packed up his car, drove to California from where he was, moved into the house when the
all
squatters were
left.
out. Yeah, because I guess they never changed changed the
with
locks.
the squatters.
Yeah, the squatters were already there, but they were physically out of the house for that day. He moved in and he drew up a lease himself between him and himself, saying that
So he
he's-
re-squatted?
He re-squatted.
Yes, he
And-
squatted
and
him
so
out.
when the actual squatters came back, he said, "Hey, I'm here now. You need to get the fuck out." Or and he had a couple of shotguns with him. I mean, he never took them out, but the point is, they left.
So I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this. So somebody squats, right?
Yeah.
And then they leave. They go to work or whatever
Yeah.
a squatter does.
Yeah, yeah.
So how is it that they can come back? How are you not standing at the door with a machete?
Have you ever
and
seen
say,
the
"Hey,
movie?
go ahead and try.
Have you ever seen the movie Pacific Heights?
Yeah, Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton. He's breeding cockroaches. He changes. That's what the
Michael
squatters.
Keaton
Yeah,
and,
but wasn't that guy like a renter? This
Yes.
is
No,
just
yes.
walking into your house.
he's a professional. There's people.
was a
There was
renter.
called
That was Matthew
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew Modine.
Yeah,
Matthew
Matthew
Modine,
No,
yeah.
they're
Love
professional.
Matthew
They're
Modine.
professional tenants. So here's what a professional tenant does. They're not squatters necessarily, but the professional tenant, they're very charming. They move in. They might pay 1 month of rent, and they'll never pay you again.
Right.
And then it's going to take you 2 years to get them out because they'll get a free legal aid attorney.
But
They'll make up
that is-
stuff.
that is
but
not-
it's almost the same thing.
But here's my thing with a squatter. They okay. So say they show the police come and they show them a fake thing. It's fake. So how can you not say if I'm there, say that's fake?
No,
Get rid of him.
the police don't know. So the police always say the same thing. The police will always say it's a civil matter. You have to go through the court. So they're not going to arrest the squatter. So we know that. So here's what you need to do. So here's a good tip. I guess
Kill
I
the
suppose.
squatter.
Yeah. So you need to forcibly extract the squatter by any means necessary. Hopefully without murdering them, but I mean, but you really
By
have
re-squatting
by
when they
but
leave.
you're re-squatting. But yeah, you basically have to like commandeer the house when they're not there, assuming
But
there's nobody
then when
there.
you leave, why wouldn't they just come right back in? I mean,
it's possible, but-
it's such a ridiculous.
that's a fun game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I mean,
It's
I
a
guess
squatter game,
the
son.
point is, I guess you have to create so much chaos for them where it's you take them like way out of their comfort zone where like it's not worth their time to try to re-squat. Because the bottom line is, so for example, the one case, the bottom line is if you're the legal homeowner, you have the documentation. The squatter's lying, obviously. So whatever the documentation they claim they have, it's obviously manufactured.
This seems
so when
Here,
it
I'm
goes
gonna
through the
tell you,
court
how
system,
did this ever start?
it's been around for years.
But how did it ever start?
It's
This is so
different in
stupid.
each state.
Yeah.
And there's actual legal term called squatters' rights.
Yeah, no,
but,
I
but that's
looked
20
it
years.
up.
So just real quick. So there was a case in Pennsylvania where a woman, she had a farm and she's been there for like 20 years, and the guy next door has been there for 25 years, whatever. So I guess part of the land of this guy was on her land. So she was using his land for 20 years straight
Oh, yeah,
without.
and she got it,
So
yeah.
and she got it legally. So basically,
See, that's
she was
stupid,
able
too.
to commandeer like 5 acres of his land.
See,
and
that
and there's
doesn't make
nothing-
any
and
sense.
there's nothing-
If it's legally his land,
Yeah,
and they,
but if
and
you
they
don't-
just forgot,
but if it's open and so here's the bottom line: if it's open and obvious, and if it's like going on for like say
Right.
10, 20 years, then the squatter actually wins. But obviously, we're talking about somebody who just moves into a house under the cover of night, changes the locks, moves in their furniture, and claims it's theirs. Yeah, obviously the legal owner can get rid of them, but it's going to take them at least six months to a year.
So you're saying that I need to, when I rebuild my fence, is make my fence just a few feet bigger on both sides so I have more yard. And if my neighbors just don't catch on,
Don't catch on. After 20 years, you can actually claim that
Oh.
land as your own. Yeah,
20 years?
I think it's usually 20 years, depending on the state. It's a state by state thing. But yeah,
Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out. You guys know Michael
have
Jordan.
to improve it and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
guys know Michael Jordan's house is empty right now, right? The one he's trying to sell.
Oh, you're
Oh, what's-
way,
what's-
you're
what's-
way behind on that,
what's
my
what's the
friend.
address?
Is there somebody squatting in it already?
My brother and I have been living there for 3 years. 3 years we've been there.
You've been playing hockey.
Son of a bitch! Because that's what it would take, right? I just go there and say I'm there, and it takes forever to get them out.
Yeah,
so
well, think about it. Think about how many abandoned.
like $16 million.
Think about how many abandoned properties there are in the country. You could technically move into a house that's like a bank owned house. Nobody's checking up on it, and you could turn on the utilities. You could fix it up, and yeah, the risk is
Wait, I have to spend my own money?
if someone gets rid of it. If someone gets wind of it, they can try to get rid of you, but it's going to take them at least 6 months. But
All right, I'm doing this.
yeah.
So
You've been listening to Squatters'
Yeah.
Rights.
no, so listen, that's cool. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna find some places. You know what I'm gonna do? When they say like a famous guy or a famous girl are selling their mansion because they moved,
Yeah.
and it's empty,
Yeah.
I'm going to live there.
Yeah. Well, think about rich people. They probably
Okay.
have like 5-6 houses like in different states. And
There we go.
And it's probably one
there's-
house is empty for a certain period of time.
I actually
Yeah.
know somebody
Yeah.
that my cousin's
You know a squatter.
friend, he's really well to do. His parents are, and they own like 4 different homes in California, and they only live in one. And they won't rent, and they won't sell them out. They won't sell them. They have so much money, but these are very valuable properties. But they don't. They only occupy one. The other 3, they just upkeep and keep. And
Road trip.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
California,
hearing.
you have to pick your state. Illinois is different than
yeah.
most states.
California, you can
is
do
the most
anything.
liberal. You can do
So
anything.
Everything.
the bottom line, if you wanted to be a squatter, if you find a place and you're able to get like just commandeer it, move in, you bought yourself at least 6 months. At least, so let's just say the homeowner's super aggressive in getting rid of you. It's going to take him a minimum 6 months. They have to serve you with a 10-day notice.
I'm bored with this.
Yeah, in
Sorry.
California, did you know in California, if you're swimming in somebody's pool and you pee in that pool, that's your pool now. You mark your territory. That's your pool. So they have no pool rights anymore. It's called piss and pool rights. So if you piss in their pool, that's it. They have the fucking house. They have the pool outside. That's your pool now.
Did they have some sort of stuff they put in the pool now so that if you pee, it comes out like
That's
purple
an urban
or something?
legend, dude. That is an
I mean,
urban
I
legend
got-
that my family's been telling
Really?
me since we were kids. Yeah, there's no such
I got
thing.
some. I got some.
no
I got some
way.
funny
Who
landlord
told
stories.
you that?
No funny landlord stories, Ted.
How to get rid of
Ted.
certain tenants. That'll be for another time. We
Yeah.
won't do that now.
We're not gonna do any of that stuff. Yeah, that thing where you
That's
that-
tenant talk. We're
that-
talking. This is
Tenant
squatter
talk.
talk.
Squatter
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to do that thing where guess what I have in my
Next week.
trunk, and you open it up and it's somebody's body
No,
in a
no,
bag.
we're not.
Yeah,
we're not
no,
talking
no.
about that.
Not
We're talking
that
about
again.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
know, I'm not doing that.
We're talking about guerrilla warfare.
So,
Anyway.
all right. Before we get to Teddy's tips, did you guys know there's a TV station that puts trials on all day long?
Yeah, court TV.
No, there's actually a different one now. There's actually multiple.
There's more than
yeah,
one.
Yeah, that's been
there's
out for years. That's been around for years, though.
multiple, and there's one with Gwyneth Paltrow. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah,
Where
the
Oh,
ski, the
yeah.
ski.
she ran into somebody
I
or
heard
something.
about. I heard about that. I didn't. See, I haven't watched any
So,
of it.
so I've never
That's
watched,
on that channel right
yeah,
now?
so I've never watched, but I turned on 5 minutes. Trials are boring
they were really super
and
boring.
stupid
Yeah.
and endless. And I can't imagine, after 5 minutes, I can't imagine having to be a juror and sitting through this thing. It's going to take, a couple weeks at least, right? And you have to listen to this crap. look, I like to think of myself
And this,
fairly
and
educated.
And this happened in 2015, by the
Yeah,
way.
a long
This happened
time
like a
ago,
long. This
yeah.
happened like two.
but
this
but,
like a long
but the
time ago.
concept of sitting here and trying to take a regular person and take all this crap. I just listened to a doctor talk for 5 minutes, and it was mind-numbingly boring and stupid and back and forth. How could a regular person who knows nothing about the law ever make a decision on anything? This whole concept of 12 jurors to decide something like this is stupid.
No, you're out of your mind.
It's just
You're out of your mind. That's one of the greatest rights that this country affords us is trial by our peers.
yeah, but I'm not sure our peers. I mean,
you want one fucking judge
No.
that's picked by somebody else to decide on your first.
no, but I don't think 12 people have. Honestly, I don't see how you could stay awake. I was bored to death. I thought it would be interesting. I don't see how you could pay attention and know anything that's happening.
Can I summarize the jury system in like one sentence for everybody's purposes and just get over with? Okay, so here's the bottom line, guys. Okay. The truth is a relative concept, and what that means is that there's my version of the truth, and then there's Mark's version of the truth. And if I happen to be
Drunk?
on point that day and more articulate than Mark, they're going to believe me. He might be telling the truth. I might be a liar, but I just have to convince 12 idiots or 12, not 3 idiots, but 12 idiots. Just say I'm right and he's wrong. That's all it takes.
That's only 9 more idiots than are sitting
Exactly,
here right now.
yeah.
You realize that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, no.
The premise of this is though she ran into somebody and injured them. right?
Allegedly.
Or
No,
yeah.
wait,
allegedly.
Is that in dispute?
So
if she
somebody-
actually
no,
even
no.
ran into her?
No, so she
That's
says
not disputed,
She
right?
says he ran into her. He
Okay.
says
Yeah.
he ran into her.
It's like a car,
ran into
it's
him.
a car accident,
Yeah.
except it's on the ski slopes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like the Reese's. You put chocolate in my peanut butter, peanut in my chocolate.
Yeah.
Yes, and now I want
And
$10 million.
and she's a famous actress. So actually, what I heard, the funniest part, I heard that she has a lot of conditions because she's a princess and she's an Academy
She has a lot of
Award-winning actress.
conditions.
Yeah, I guess for her to appear at the trial, there has to be certain standards that have to be met, so she's comfortable and blah blah blah. Because she's a very important person.
Is this Evian? Is this Evian water? I will kill everyone in this room. Okay, I drink.
Hey, I used
Perrier.
to have sex with Brad Pitt. I
Wait,
will kill you guys.
Gwyneth Paltrow went with Brad Pitt.
for years.
Oh, I didn't know
She was
that.
pretty
I
hot back
forgot
then,
about
though.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
She was pretty hot. I mean, he's
I
pretty.
think they
hot.
met on the set
Used-
of the movie Seven. Remember that?
Oh, I love the movie Seven.
She got her head cut
Really?
off and put in a box.
Oh, that's right. She was when he goes, "What's in the box?"
Asshole. I've never seen that.
Well, there's
You
two
never seen
different endings.
Seven?
There's two different endings. So
What?
There's
Anyway,
two different
don't- wait,
endings.
is there an ending where her head's not in a box? What's in the box?
There
Spoiler
are
alert.
two different endings.
Spoiler alert.
And the endings are exactly the fucking same.
That's not.
I have
two
the
different
DVD.
endings.
It says two different endings, and then they literally play two different endings, and it's like the same thing.
Kevin Spacey
Is-
was in that movie, and I think it was
How many young
Morgan
boys?
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah,
Oh yeah, no. You know what?
It was a good movie.
I did see part of that.
Yeah.
I think you know what?
What's
I think
in the
I saw.
box?
I told you guys my theory, right? I just watched
Seven-
like the last 15 minutes, and if it looks cool,
Yeah.
then I'll go back and watch the beginning.
It was a good movie.
There's a word that's coming to mind right now,
Idiot?
but we're not allowed to say it.
Oh, we're not saying that word anymore. Okay, let's get started, and then we got to do Teddy's tips, and we have a very special guest. And I don't mean like very special.
We haven't
not very
we haven't
special.
started yet.
Well, I mean, I'll do the intro thing.
He remembered.
Yeah, Jack, you freaked me out when I did it like for the third time. I have this big star right here, and it says "Say this."
She called you Ted.
Did she really?
Ted, are you going to start the show? I mean, Matt, are you going to start the show?
That's a Freudian slip.
My
Piece of his
sister
own
thinks
piece
I'm
of his own
stupid.
medicine. Oh, that was a low blow.
It is. Okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is a man who every time we hang out has to tell me what he has eaten that day. Teddy.
I'm sorry. Have we met? Have we met?
Teddy, you know that. You know that every time we're out, you have to tell me what you've eaten. You do that every time. You're not there, Mark. It's a thing. Admit it.
So here's the thing. So I'm gonna deny everything you just said,
And you know
then
it's true.
Mark has no idea that if I'm telling the truth or not.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
Mark, I've never said that to
Give
him
me
one time.
instance, like how he would introduce this topic.
Like
How would he bring it
so
up?
we'll sit at the bar, and he'll be like, "Oh, you want some food?" And I'll be like, "You know what? I don't know if I want to eat." He goes, "You know, I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. The last thing I ate," and then he'll tell me the last
You
thing
know
he
what?
ate.
Come to think of it, he's
He's-
done
he's
that
li-
before we
he's
started
he's
the
lying.
show before.
Yeah.
The show he told us he had gyros.
Yep. He every single time.
And then you said, "Oh, you actually, I had a beef today. I did have a beef today."
yeah, you do it.
And
Teddy,
then 2 weeks in a row,
But
you
it's
said you
okay,
had
Ted.
gyros.
Yeah,
That's when I made the.
Yeah, Teddy, it's okay.
Do you need a psychiatric referral that I can write? Down?
Teddy, don't be upset. Don't be upset, okay? And a man who I just found out is writing all of Rihanna's songs for her new album, Mark.
She's bringing sexy back.
Dude, she's not. That thing where she stuck her fingers in her butt and smelled it, that was so wrong.
You don't think that was sexy?
I do not think that was sexy.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm the one that brought it up.
Man, that was.
I think you missed that. Did you miss that?
No, I saw it.
Oh, okay, I saw
it, man.
I was wondering if anybody else saw it.
Oh, that was just. That was.
I don't watch any.
So
What was that?
great.
The
That was the
Super
Bowl.
Was that the Super Bowl?
I
halftime
do
show?
think. I
It's
do
so
think
creepy.
you. I do think that she has a great voice. I do think she's a great singer.
She does.
Yeah, I honestly do.
Here,
She's no Beyonce, but yeah.
I mean, let's face it. If you're performing at the halftime show of the Super Bowl or some presidential inauguration or something major event, you got a great voice, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's
can
why I
we- can we
chose
just get-
her.
can we
That's
just
why I
get that out of the
chose
way?
her to write
Yeah.
songs for.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have
I don't
well,
want you writing. Yeah, listen, I don't want you writing songs for like Shania Twain or one of these other like half-ass singers. It's got to be somebody big.
who gets
Oh, yeah.
who gets invited to all the big events?
Me?
Yeah.
You?
So, like I said, Beyonce. What's that other one? They turned Adele. She always gets invited to the big events.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so or what's the one? The one who's more talented than Madonna. She's kind of like the newer version of Madonna.
Lady Gaga.
Like, yeah, she's Lady Gaga. She's always at
Love
some,
her.
some presidential inauguration.
Well, it's not more talented than
yeah,
Madonna.
yeah, yeah. Let's right away. Let's nix that.
What?
I mean,
She'll
Lady
be the
Gaga's
first to
good.
admit that. She's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Lady
she's being
Gaga's
humble.
good,
She's a way bigger,
Madonna.
better singer than Madonna.
Dude, no, we
Did you
we
know
talked
that
about
when-
this before? Madonna, she changed. Not only did she have excellent songs that I
She
probably
did.
know
She-
all of
she
by
did-
heart.
she did, yeah.
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 But she literally set like people dressed like her for like 8 years.
No, I agree. You're right. But the point is, Lady Gaga has
I
a
dress
much
like
better voice.
I heard
than
Sean
Madonna.
Penn wrote all her
I think you're
songs. Sean Penn wrote all her songs.
You're lying right now. You're making that up. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so we got to get rolling here because our guest is
You mean
going to be on.
Spicoli?
Yeah. So our guest is going to be on in just a little bit. In fact, he's going to get to hear Ted. He's on right now, so he's going to get to hear your tip. Okay.
Oh, hello, Mr.
And
West.
he's going to get that's all right. Leave him. All right. Let's go ahead and get our sponsor, and then you've got an awesome song, Mark, that you won't let me sing. So I'll just go ahead and do my thing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm not upset. Okay. If you're like me, you have a hard time enjoying dog fights because of your allergies. You don't have to let your allergies ruin your love of canine sports anymore. The Acme Company has the solution for you. Acme Super, new and improved, all-in-one organic allergy medicine will help you no matter how much hair, blood, or entrails happen to stand in your way of enjoying a good old-fashioned dog fight. So the next time your friends call you up and tell you that they're heading over to Bubba's Barn for a weekend of drinking and dog fighting, you can say, hell yes, thanks to Acme Super, new and improved, all-in-one organic allergy medicine. And for those of you who love cockfighting, we have a formula just for you. Acme, we care, just not a lot. Excellent.
Nice.
Mark, song, please.
All right, we ready?
Ted, if I'm going to throw that phone in the garbage.
It's business.
No, it's not.
It's business.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
There's
Sing
a
it
claim coming through. All right. On the show again. Ted can't wait to get on the show again. Ted's just giving tips to each and all his friends. And he can't wait to get on the show again. On the show again. Teddy's learning people with a grin. He's just saying things he may never say again. And Ted can't wait to get on the show again. On the show again. Like a bad man, he'll toss you down the highway. You're not the best of friends, insisting that you do all things his way, not your way. He's on the show again. Ted can't wait to get on the show again. The life he's loving is making Teddy's tips for friends, and he can't wait to get on the show again.
Wow.
Good Willie Nelson rendition. I like that.
Man, we got to go to karaoke.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
don't,
singing.
I
I'm
don't
not
do
singing.
karaoke.
I'm not
Actually,
singing it.
the one time I ever got up to do karaoke,
How many pitchers
the
of beer?
guy's like,
how many pitchers of beer did you have?
the guy's like, oh yeah, I was with a group of friends, and the guy's like, yeah, come on up. You pick the song, he calls you up to do the song.
Yeah.
I get up there, the song starts, I start to sing, and bam, it crashed. He's like, oh shit, we lost it. He's
What?
like, pick another song. I'm like, I'm done, dude. That was my song.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Oh my God, that is.
So I've never done karaoke, or they call it in Minnesota they call it karaoke.
Wait, that's what Ted calls it.
My wife calls it karaoke.
I don't want to go there. That seems wrong. So I'm just going to.
Minnesota calls it karaoke. Different states.
Okay, I have no idea. All right, Teddy, you ready for your tip?
I am.
Okay. This comes. I got this. It says, Ted, I need your help. Let me start off by saying that neither myself, my wife, nor my son are stalkers. We live in a mid-sized Midwestern city. We need to get our 24-year-old son to move out. He's got a good job, a girlfriend, and plenty of friends. I'm not sure if his friends are stalkers. They seem nice. He's a great kid, but we have 2 younger children. Again, both not stalkers, and we need the space. How can we nicely, without changing the locks or moving away and not telling him, have him move out?
That's a good one. Well, I mean, obviously he's a grown man. Sounds like he's got a good social network. He's got a girlfriend. So obviously the first tip would be, depending on the girlfriend situation, he should move in with the girlfriend. That seems like the logical answer. But assuming that she doesn't have the means of support, I would say the main thing is you need to incentivize him to leave on his own. So obviously, if he's doing this against his will, it's going to be harder.
So is this like a squatter thing?
He's almost like a squatter. I mean, really, basically, he's a squatter. At this point, he's a squatter. When you think about it, he's actually a squatter because they want him gone, in a nice way, of course. But the point is, he's an unwelcome visitor. At this point, he's overstayed his welcome. So they could do a few things. They could basically maybe refer him to an apartment. They could put a down payment on an apartment for him, and then have him move out. A security deposit, and just say, hey, we'll help you find an apartment, have him move out, give him a deadline, 6 months to a year. I mean, you've obviously have experience with this.
Yeah, my dad kicked me out.
Yeah. Or what they could do a little mind fuck with him. They could do like a house hack. They could just say, hey, in 6 months from now, we're taking out a HELOC loan on the house or an equity loan on the house. So we're gonna have a tenant who's gonna occupy your room. So it's called a house hack, where you basically you have somebody move in who helps pay your mortgage. So hey, in 6 months, either you're going to pay full price, or we have to have this individual come in, or we're going to turn your room into a den or like a game room or something. So give them a deadline, stick to that deadline, and remind them every couple of months. Just say, hey, you have 6 months from today, 1 year from today, and remind them every couple of months. Just say, hey, how's it going? You got 3 months, you got 6 months, and just say. And honestly, I guess if you had to go scorched earth on them, in a nice way, hire like a friend that he doesn't really know to come in and kind of live there to make his life uncomfortable, where he wants. I'm serious. If you got to go scorched earth, just to have him leave.
So wait a minute. So you're saying that they just find some random guy,
not random guy, like a friend of the family or like a relative that either he knows or he doesn't know, but just do like a mind fuck on him where this person's moving in and it's going to invade.
So smelly cousin Scott just comes in.
It's perfect. Yeah. The more offensive, the better. Invades his privacy so badly that he just wants to get out of there. So the bottom line, the incentivization has to come from him. So you have to incentivize him, because if he's comfortable, he's not going to leave. When we're comfortable, we're never going to do anything to change it. But if you're uncomfortable, you want to change that real quick.
I am very uncomfortable right now.
Exactly.
I am very uncomfortable.
Exactly. Yeah.
And have times changed or what?
Yeah.
Why?
When I was growing up, we got thrown out when we were 18. My brother and I.
Well,
my brother went to the Marines.
Like a baby
and I
bird
had
out of
to
the
leave.
nest?
No,
Like a baby bird?
My dad made it very clear. He's like, when you guys turn 18, you're out of there. You're out of here.
That's a little harsh.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, technically, he does have rights because he lives there. So like, they can't let's just say they can't physically throw him out, which they're not going to do. So let's throw that out. Let's throw that out the window. So they have to find a way to incentivize him where he wants to leave on his own. And so those techniques, I think, work good. The worst case scenario, you get somebody like a good friend or a relative to move in and kind of invade his space, where it just makes it so untenable for him that he's going to want to leave. But the first option is, hey, we'll help you get an apartment. We'll even throw down your first security deposit and first month's rent.
So you're bribing him.
You're bribing him to leave. You're bribing him to leave. That's okay.
Right.
But he's gone. But once you do that initial bribe, you're not continuing to pay for him. You're just getting him out. Once he's out, he's gone. And then you change his room into something else.
I love
he's
that.
Never coming back.
Dr. West, do you have any kids?
I just see. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Okay.
It says on Zoom. It says 3 idiots is connecting to audio.
No. Yeah. No. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Fine.
Yeah.
I just want to. I feel like I need to butt into this conversation.
Please do.
Awesome.
So I think, I with all respect, but I think your advice is really bad.
That's okay.
So
that's cool.
So this is what I would do.
I was going to say poison. I was going to say poison, but we can't say that on the air. So,
Oh my God.
Belladonna,
this is
strychnine.
This is much better than poison.
Okay.
Much better. All right. So there's this guy and his girlfriend living at home, right? And the parents want him to leave, right? This is the
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're all focused on the wrong horse here, because the way to get this dude to move is to piss off his girlfriend So what you do is you get sexiest, hottest, most. I like to walk around in my bikini and underwear all day at home. Sexy as fuck, girl, friend of the family. I don't care who it is. You get her to move into the house for like a week or two, and I guarantee you, this guy will get his girlfriend. She will say, "We're moving, we're getting out of here right away," and he will have no choice in the matter.
That's pretty Machiavellian. I like
the
that.
best-
I like that one.
That's it.
I like that one.
Okay, but I don't want it to be a family friend because I want to enjoy it too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to hire like a
Right.
streetwalker because I don't want my
You
niece
hire
walking.
whoever you might like. I guarantee it will not take more than like 2 days.
You're
And
right.
His girlfriend will say, we can't stay here," and she'll make up all kinds of excuses why they can't stay, except that there's a sexy girl in the house, and
The sexy
then they'll move.
the sexy nanny angle. I like that. So.
Okay, this is you
Well,
know
I was,
what?
I was going to say put Visine in his food to give him the,
my
the
God,
shits all
Ted.
day, but yeah, we can't do that.
Jesus Christ! All right,
I didn't want to go there.
So Dr. West, all we need you to do is be here once a week for 15 minutes, and we can change it to Dr. Samuel West's tips, and then Ted can just sit here, and then he can kind of disagree, and then talk about poison. Because that's
the autopsy will not find strychnine unless they do their hair or your finger cuticles. Okay, so just remember that.
I am so uncomfortable right now. Okay,
So just go cremation right away.
holy crap. This is the best ever. Okay, so our guest this week comes all the way from Sweden, and he is Dr. Samuel West from the Museum of Failure.
I already love this guy.
Yeah. So thanks so much for being on.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really exciting. All right, so Doc, everybody who's looking at this or listening to this is saying Museum of Failure. What is a Museum of Failure?
So the museum is a collection of failed innovations from around the world. There's failed food products, there's failed, smartphones, toys, medical products. We even have, sex toys and adult products that have failed on the market. So everything in between. We have a full-size cars in the museum. So it's things where the products or services have in some way disappointed whoever wanted to, most likely profit from it.
Oh man, and these things are. I mean, when I looked at the website and when people walk in, I mean, all these things are super big, super popular, right? That failed. I mean, you're not picking out tiny little things. You're talking about giant, massive, epic failures that people spent tens or hundreds of millions of dollars to get going.
Yeah, billions sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the Nokia phone thing.
That was
It was like $5 billion, and that was back like in the 80s or
I
something.
remember
I'm like,
Nokia.
holy
Yeah,
crap.
I think I might have bought some stock of Nokia back in the day.
But those things, sometimes, and you make it a point though. Sometimes you have to fail to innovate, right? Some of those products ended up having a worth in the end, right? It costs a lot of money. That failed, but in the end, it had a lot of worth and value and led to something, right?
I mean, absolutely. There's some good examples of companies that have really. Can you say fuck on this show or not?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Fuck, you can say fuck.
So there's. I mean, one of my favorite examples is Nintendo. The gaming company. They tried really hard with two different endeavors to make video games more immersive and sort of interactive. The Nintendo Boy, Virtual Boy, which is sort of a 3D-ish complete clusterfuck. And then they had a glove called the Nintendo Power Glove.
I remember that glove.
Yep.
Oh
You
yeah.
remember? Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
some.
Anyway,
I
it
did
was-
not
it
know
was
what that was for,
absolutely-
and I used it wrong.
I bet you did.
I used it wrong. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not a ball.
horrible.
It's not a ball caressing mechanism. It's a video game.
There's nothing sexual about the Power Glove. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Let me tell you something. Yes, there is.
No, you just look at that thing and you're like, no.
All right, so you're,
Nintendo. So what happened with Nintendo? How did those?
So anyway, so these two products were they were failures on the market, but Nintendo, unlike most companies, they actually learned from their mistakes, and then from these fuck ups, they then learned and they created one of the most successful gaming consoles of all time, which was
the Wii.
the Wii.
Yeah.
wait,
No, seriously,
is the Wii a thing?
Yeah,
That was a
Nintendo
big
Wii.
thing. It was a big thing. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Are you?
I don't.
Did you grow up in a cave or what's?
I don't.
you
I
know
don't
about
play
the
video
Nintendo
games.
Wii?
The Wii was a big thing.
I don't play video
It
games.
came out about what 18 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I'm in my
for the
50s,
first,
dude. I'm an adult man. I
for
don't
the
play video
first
games.
for the first 5 years, it was amazing. The different consoles they had a red console, and then they actually had amazing games with Disney. They had that Mickey game, but yeah,
You
the
could
Wii,
actually. Yeah, you used your body.
use your body, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You stand on it and you could play like tennis and you could do other stuff. It's pretty interactive because my kid had one of those. When
yeah,
she was
my
younger,
my kids are
I just play
my
tennis.
kids are 17 and 19. We still have our Wii console. Their friends come over and they still fuck with it.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my god, it's a blast. They'll come over and they'll come over and they're like, "We're gonna put the Wii on." I'm like, "That's fucking awesome." It's
Wow,
so
we're really
cool.
going fuck crazy today. I like this.
So I got. 'Cause I'm gonna,
I've been
I'm
holding
sorry,
I've been holding back because he told me.
Yeah,
to.
I'm sorry. So I'm going to forget this question. I want to ask it now. So what's something that looks like it was going to be successful? It was on the cusp of being successful, but it was a failure overall. But it looked like for a long time it checked all the boxes. It looked like it was going to be successful, but it was ultimately a failure. It wasn't like a spectacular failure.
Ah, that's
but
a good. I love that question.
that's why I asked.
I
it.
would.
and not these guys.
Did you unplug him?
You're the smart guy in the bunch.
Well, let's not go that far. Let's not go that far.
So I would say it might not be a sexy answer, but it's a good one. The Segway. So the Segway was. You guys, are you old enough to remember the Segway?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was shocked at that one because I thought that was a thing. I see Segway tours all over the place.
Yeah, it was an absolute catastrophe of a failure because it was expected. So it came out in 2001-ish, somewhere there, and it was supposed to. I mean, the technology is amazing. It's not like anything else that you've seen before in 2001.
Yeah, it's a bike you can't fall off of, right? I mean, it's genius.
Yeah, it's a self-stabilizing crazy thing. And it's sexy as hell as technology goes.
Oh yeah.
But the expectations for this thing was that it was supposed to revolutionize the way people transport themselves. So the predictions were that it would become bigger than the internet.
Really? The Segway?
Let that sink in. Bigger than the internet.
Wait, is there a pornography Segway? Because if there's
exactly.
not, it's never going to be bigger than the internet.
No, like the expectations were that it would, reach $1 billion in sales within 1 year, and that cities in the future would be built sort of around the Segway because this is the future, and then nothing happened. It's used by mall cops and tourists getting drunk in New Orleans.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's nothing actually happened there. So everybody knew or thought it was going to be successful, but it turned out to be, sure, they exist and you can still see them and stuff. And actually they're still used today, but as a commercial product, it was a complete flop.
That
Yeah.
is incredible. No, I mean I understand. Like that seemed like something. Here's something I looked on your thing. Here's something that I know was the worst idea of all time because I've mentioned it to like 4 or 5 people. The Nike Magneto. Okay, so it's sunglasses. It's sunglasses,
Yeah.
and they don't have any bands over your ears, right? It's just the glasses part, no bands. In order to wear these, tell me if this is right. You had to glue a magnet to your forehead. Is this correct?
2 magnets.
You had to glue
Yeah.
2 magnets to your forehead. No, listen, I love
No, not to your forehead, to your
temples.
the sides of your head.
Yeah, like the side of your
Temples,
head.
yeah.
Yeah. What? Who in there? I mean, I love Nike, right? Michael Jordan, they got a movie coming out and all this stuff. How high do you have to be to think that people are going to glue magnets to your head?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, when you got like a billion, like you're a multi-billion-dollar company, there's some production
Ted.
team spitballing. Eventually, you can talk yourself into anything. Like, hey, this is a great idea because you're just in a little bubble, right? But it doesn't actually translate to anything in the real world. So I
But
mean,
dude-
you can rationalize anything. After
Do
a while.
these companies, Doctor, have so much money that sometimes they have to throw ideas against the wall, and if they don't stick, it's okay because they could take the loss? And if it
Yeah,
sticks,
I
then they're
mean-
like, oh my God, okay, well then let's find something else that does
Yeah,
it.
I mean, you're partially right there, but for Nike, I mean, this was a non-issue for them, and it wasn't a huge cost or anything. But it was a loss of prestige when they had to, you know, discontinue it. But one thing you have to realize about these companies that are always pushing the envelope forward is that they need, you know, in order for them to continue innovating, they have to fuck up every now and then.
Yeah.
So, and if they're not, I mean, and I mean, we can laugh at the Nike Magneto. It's a stupid product. There's no way around it. But I mean, it's idiotic in every possible way. But you have to realize that if they don't continue sort of trying out and testing new things all the time, sometimes stupid things, then they won't be innovating either.
Right.
And once the day they stop innovating, they die.
Yeah.
So does
That makes sense.
so does that kind of explain like all the things that Trump has failed at?
Right.
Is he just the world's greatest innovator? Because you guys have to have
fuck.
in your museum, you guys have to have a whole wing for Trump, right? I mean, there has to be like an entire section for the most failed human being on the planet.
So I
You guys are not gonna. I mean, we started the museum, or I started the museum in 2017. This is when Trump was. It was still fun to make fun of Trump, and so we put
fun.
an entire. It's still fun. We put an entire section of Trump in the museum with all of his failed business. So most of the items in the museum, they have to be innovations to make it in the museum. But I made an exception, for Trump because he's such a fucking failure. And you guys won't believe. We have Trump Airlines. We have Trump
Steaks.
soaps and shampoo. What?
Wait.
Trump steaks.
Wait a minute. Trump did
Trump
shampoo?
Steaks.
Well, it was from his resorts that failed.
Oh, nice.
We have Trump's frozen steaks where he only sold it at this store called the Sharper Image that sold like dildos.
Wait, you could buy
or,
steaks at the Sharper Image?
Trump steaks only.
Trump steaks at the Sharper Image.
Trump steaks, and the CEO of Sharper Image was like we don't believe we sold like more than a couple $1,000 of those nasty steaks, and nobody bought them. Like, anyway, so that Trump had. Let's see, what else do we have? Trump University, which preyed on and scammed low-income people.
Litigation ongoing.
Yes.
Ongoing, yes.
Don't forget vodka. Didn't he do a vodka?
Trump vodka. He doesn't drink.
Right.
So
how would he
vodka,
know?
I mean,
That's you know what?
doesn't.
I never even thought of that. I mean, he
There's
could not.
Trump.
He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs. So if he's like Trump,
He doesn't
marijuana
read. He
and
doesn't
Trump-
go to the theater. He doesn't listen to music. He doesn't do anything.
So he really is crazy then.
All he does is grab them.
That's it.
He just grabs
Right.
them, you know.
grab him by the pee. Yeah. So here's my question. So I was curious to see what in your museum. So here's when I thought about failure throughout history. Here's what I thought about. I thought about the Hindenburg.
What? It's
The
blimps
Hindenburg?
are fine. It was just a one-time thing.
You should
A
have
gas
stopped while
a
you were
gas
ahead.
a gas-filled
I'm
Zephyr.
gonna say yes, but no, I'm not. I'm gonna give you a on
Okay.
that one.
You should have
because
stopped
it
when
was
he
more
said
of
you were
a-
the
It was more
smartest
of
guy
a
in the show.
mistake rather than.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Titanic. I mean, just for that particular.
Definitely
Okay,
in the
Titanic.
museum, yeah.
Now, do you have anything about like movies, like for example, Waterworld was like a big flop of a movie where it's supposed to be like a multi, it was supposed to project to being millions of dollars, and it was a complete flop. Do you have movies in your museum?
We had when we had the exhibition in Los Angeles, we had an entire section on failed like box office bombs.
Right.
Oh
And-
man, that is.
Yeah, there's one. My favorite one. Oh fuck, I can't remember the name of it anymore. But it was. So Waterworld doesn't even get close to this one because it's called.
Who's in it?
Okay, no, I got it. Okay, just check this out on YouTube. It's called. You will hate me for telling you to watch this. That's how bad this is.
Oh, I love it. already.
No, it's horrible. It's with Paris Hilton, and it's called Hottie or Naughty.
Oh, I'm writing this down.
Hold on. I
Not-
already
naughty,
hate it.
naughty as in not eat, not hottie. Yeah,
Right.
Naughty.
Got it.
I'm not going to say anything more, but I've had to watch that thing like too many times when I was editing the video for the show, and I cannot. I can't fathom how bad a movie can be.
I love that this is so painful for you. All right, so I want to go through a couple of
You
things.
guys have to watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Promise me you'll watch it because it's horrible.
Got it.
I'll watch
Check
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm writing it down
All right,
now.
so at one point, Mattel comes out with a doll. Okay, I don't remember the name of it, but it at some point, if you pull its arm, it gets taller and it grows boobs. It's supposed to be
Her
Barbie's
waist-
little sister.
It's growing up Skipper. And
That's it. Growing up
she's
Skipper.
Barbie's little sister. And what happens is, first you have the regular doll, and she looks like whatever a doll Barbie's sister looks like. And then when you sort of rotate her arm, her waist tightens and she grows boobs.
That you know what?
That's not
Only a
that's
man.
not- that's not sexualized at all.
I'll just leave this. I won't
So that's her left arm, and then when you do her right arm, her ass goes out.
She
and her
becomes
tits
Kim
sink.
Kardashian.
Right.
Oh, she gets old.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh, you know what? Only a guy could come up with that. Only a room full of guys.
And then if you zip tie her, you get a felony charge against you. All right.
Ted, you're going to a really, really, really dark
I'm
place.
done.
But I love these things. So you know what? I wonder, because I think Mark is right. Like some of these things that come out, they failed at the time, but we're trying to do that now. Like, isn't Mark Zuckerberg? He's trying to do like a what do you call it? Like virtual reality glasses, right? But somebody came out with those. Didn't Nintendo or didn't somebody come out with virtual reality glasses? They just didn't do a very good job. So some of the failures, you're right, are just kind of like things that were way ahead of their time.
I mean, some of the failures are sort of the first iterations of the first versions of them are shit, but then they're refined and then it turns into something that we can actually use. But I mean, a lot of them are just failures, period. Like they don't go anywhere. So it's not like failures automatically lead you forward. It's just that in order to move forward, you do have to accept that you will fuck up and you will fail on your way there. And don't get me started on Zuckerberg and his failures. We have like 8 things from Facebook in the museum. Yeah.
How often does one big corporation fail, and then another pick up that idea and run with it? Like kind of Matt, what you're hinting at. How often does it happen that it didn't work for them? Somebody took the actual idea, re-innovated it, and made it work, and they were kicking themselves.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Does it?
So yeah, it does and it's super expensive for the companies because, like, let's say you've invested $1 billion into something. I mean, IBM invested, I don't know how much money into artificial intelligence, and they hyped it up. So, do you guys remember Dr. Watson?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, so this was supposed to be, and I can't remember what year this was, but it's several years ago, where Dr. Watson was supposed to be the super doctor.
Well, they just called him Watson, right? They would ask questions.
The
marketing was like, Watson.
Watson could do everything, right? And IBM fucked up because they overhyped it. Like they promised that this medical, Watson medical or Dr. Watson would be able to sort of read all the medical journals in the universe. They could read the patient journals, and they could sort of the computer would be able to generate treatment programs and write prescriptions, and these big other companies sort of bought the hype from IBM, invested millions. And we're not talking little budget here, we're talking massive amounts of money. And it turns out that Dr. Watson was a quack, like
Theranos, the blood testing.
Yeah. Dr. Watson was like worse than having no doctor. Like that's how bad.
The emperor had no clothes. So here's my question. So
wait, hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
And yeah, so what happened there is like IBM sort of like gets slapped on the wrist because like you overhyped this and it's not working, and everybody's like, okay, AI sucks. Well, fast forward till, half a year ago, then all of a sudden AI, now there's all kinds of companies grow up, developing AI products that are doing very well. So like yeah, one company invested a lot of money, but then other companies are the ones that capitalize on it.
Yeah, they learn from that. Yeah, so they use the failed blueprint to kind of succeed where others fail. So which is that's how the world works. But so let me ask you this: do you have like individuals in the museum? For example, I saw this years ago on 60 Minutes where the third investor in Apple computers, he was the guy that Jobs and what's his name, Steve Jobs and Wozniak.
I don't know.
Wozniak and Jobs. Yeah. So this guy he
gets Wozniak right.
he lent them $15,000 for their first computer project, and I guess they were going to do some computers, build some computers on consignment. The guy got cold feet, wanted his money back. They gave him his money back. Had he stayed in, he would be worth a billionaire like they are. In fact, he's selling hot dogs at a minor league stadium in Las Vegas. And they interviewed the guy, I think like 30 years later, and they of course they asked him, do you have any regrets? And of course, predictably, he said, no, I don't. I would have done it all over again. But of course, deep down, how can you not? So do you have people in the museum who just made terrible decisions? They just invested in something that was just horrible, but at the time they thought that was the right thing to do. But they invested in, let's say, Global Crossing instead of Amazon.
So individual
or
failures.
Yeah, individual failures. Like people, or is it more like just concepts?
No, these are products and services.
Oh, just product service. Okay, yeah.
Except for Trump, because he's a.
All right. So let me ask you this one.
But I do. I mean, I do think it's interesting. I'm not so interested in like calling out people for being failures, because that's sort of like, I don't know, that I don't like that whole idea that you're considered a failure because of one or two decisions in your life.
No, I agree with that, because sometimes you make the best decision with the information you have at the time.
Up.
Yeah, because you don't know. Yeah, if I could go back, if I know what I knew now, I would have bought Amazon back in the day, because back in the day Amazon was just a book reseller, and nobody thought it would grow into what it is.
No,
nobody knew that.
I did.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what's a good thing to do? I tell my kids, I say, do you guys really know what Netflix is in our eyes? What we see Netflix is? Yeah. They're like, what? It was a service where you order a movie through the mail, they send it to you, and then you send it back when you're done watching the movie in the same fucking envelope. And if you don't, then you pay extra fucking money in like 3 days. So basically, it was a mail. Yeah. They mailed DVDs
mail order
to you.
bread.
Well, look at Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster was perfect. I mean,
Blockbuster
it was every
jumped
corner.
on that.
It was Blockbuster preceded that. It was on every corner. I've been to Blockbuster. The lines were like out the door back in the day. You couldn't get a movie, and then they disappeared overnight.
Yeah,
I mean,
but what I'm
everything's
saying
changed.
is Netflix started mailing DVDs, and now they run the world.
Well, it's all streaming.
They
now.
rule the world now, and they that's how they got their start. And that wasn't a failure, right? They were a very successful company in that capacity, right?
I mean, Netflix was not a success. They were successful initially with their sort of mail-in service, but they were desperate for cash, and they actually approached Blockbuster, Blockbuster had like 12,000 stores. They had a monopoly.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Blockbuster, you do not understand how big Blockbuster was at the time. And Netflix offered Blockbuster to buy them for peanuts. And Blockbuster told them to fuck off.
That's fucking great.
In hindsight, they should have taken that deal.
Yeah.
In hindsight,
yeah, I mean,
of course.
And I mean, and then the fascinating story about Blockbuster doesn't get enough attention because it's an interesting story where they could see the writing on the wall. They could see that digital streaming was the future. So they weren't stupid. But they also made 27% of their profits from punishing customers for returning their DVDs late.
No way.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when streaming came along, they're like, well, we can see that this is the future, but how are we going to make money? How we can't charge people late fees when they're streaming this shit. So they killed the project, and they fired the CEO who was spearheading this. And then I think it was like a year or 2 years later, Blockbuster was
gone.
Game over.
That is insane. Okay, so I want to get to this one because this one is good. So Gerber, who makes baby food, okay? See, he's already laughing. Gerber makes baby food. At one time, they came out with like baby food for adults. Is that right?
Correct.
So I didn't know.
Yeah.
So they had a good thing going. I'm making baby food in a jar, so they decided like, hey, let's put adult food in a jar. And if that wasn't bad enough, they called it singles. So it meant like when you ate it, it's like you bought it and it was like, hey, I'm single and I live alone and I eat my dinners from a jar with a spoon.
So basically,
like a baby.
So if a woman's in the supermarket, she's got a single. You just say spinster, right? Spinster. It screams spinster. She's got the cats and the newspaper subscriptions. Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Where did they market? Where did Gerber market that? Was that a worldwide marketing thing, or was that just the U.S.?
I didn't know that.
Where did Gerber?
I think it was only. This was in the 70s. I think it was only.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a good one, and this one absolutely blows my mind, and I think it would be cool now because I don't understand why it's not cool. It wasn't cool back then, but Heinz had multicolored ketchups. Right?
I remember this.
Right.
Oh, I don't.
I remember this like it was yesterday.
I think it was
They had green
Easy Squirt.
ketchup.
Yeah, they had different ketchups. Why is that not cool?
I hate that name. I hate the name Easy
Squirt.
But...
That was actually my nickname in college.
It's got kind of like a vaginal vibe to it, so I could see why.
But how is that not cool? How is multicolored ketchup not cool? I don't understand this.
Okay, so let's just walk you through this then. First,
like you're 5 years
first
old.
you have the green. yeah.
There was the green stuff. Yeah.
So first you have green ketchup, and then they go, that was interesting because Shrek was green, so kids like to buy the branded Shrek ketchup. And then Heinz is like, this is some good stuff right here. So they developed a blue ketchup, a yellow ketchup, a purple ketchup, and some other color. And like you can see where this is going. Like nobody wants to have 7 colors of ketchup in your fridge.
Yeah.
I absolutely do want that. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's because I'm simple, but I feel I feel like I really want that. I don't understand the concept behind it. All right, here's one. And I don't know if this was in your thing, but it freaked me out. Watermelon Oreos.
What?
What's so wrong? What? You're a dude who wants purple ketchup. Why are you complaining about watermelon Oreos?
No. I mean, watermelon Oreos sounds gross. That sounds horrifying. That is a real thing.
It sounds as bad as purple ketchup.
Yeah.
But that's just the color. Watermelon is a taste. It freaks me out.
That's Nabisco,
Okay,
right?
so the
Oreo?
worst Oreos we have are. So I have to just before I tell you what the Oreo flavor is, which one is worse. The Oreos, all these flavors are not. There's so many strange flavors, but they're not failures per se. But they're in the museum because they highlight how, as one of you mentioned earlier, how companies can just try new things and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just throw it to the wall.
And Oreo uses. I mean, they create all these weird flavors. A, because it gives them publicity. I mean, we're talking about them now. And B, because just to see what if anything sticks. And so watermelon Oreos, I've tried them and they're not any good. But the worst one is spicy barbecue chicken.
Wow.
Oreos?
I didn't know that existed. Wow. That's crazy.
I am literally sickened right now. But
They're
I want to
actually
try it.
Pretty bad.
Are there alcohol failures like that?
Modelo Clamato. I was going to say Modelo Clamato.
No,
that's going to be the worst tasting.
It's not a failure.
Clamato, the tomato tasting beer.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Oh, I want that in the museum. I don't have one of those.
Get one of those
I
because
want that.
But it's not a failure.
No, I've read about it. But I can't find a can.
I just
so.
want you to picture.
Budweiser
I want you to
makes
picture drinking your own urine is more pleasurable than drinking Modelo Clamato.
Wait, my own urine or your urine?
Either or. That's how bad it is.
So
yeah.
have you tried? Have you tried it?
I've tried it.
I've tried it also.
I've tried it. Yeah, it was just like I
terrifying.
was like it was.
What was the point? Like, what was the thing?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a cultural thing. So, Modelo's a Mexican beer, and so like it's like a mix of a Bloody Mary and a beer. It's like a hangover thing. So I have some Mexican friends, and they used to do this all the time. They would take like V8, and you mix it with your beer. So they're basically like making a Bloody Mary using beer instead of vodka. And we used to doctor them up all the time.
Yeah, I don't think it's a failure. I think
it's
that's
not
pretty
a failure.
popular.
Budweiser has one too. There's 3 different. Well, I don't know if InBev owns Modelo and Miller Lite owns Modelo. I think.
I don't even know.
I didn't like it.
So, Dr. West, let me ask you this: Has anybody ever gotten pissed at you that their stuff is in your museum? Has anybody ever come at you and been like, "This thing's not a failure"?
Yeah.
Wait. What if we're in a museum one day? We can get
That's
pissed
what I-
about that.
that's
We
what I
can't,
was
get pissed
that's
about
what I
it.
was
Ted, why do you
afraid
think
of.
he's on?
What's inevitable?
Yeah.
Okay,
But so who's
I'm
gotten
recording is you're all going in
Right.
this.
that's okay.
so who's gotten upset with you that their stuff is in there?
A Colgate got upset with me. Probably they're the scariest one. They launched many years ago. They launched a series of frozen dinners.
Yeah, the toothpaste people. The toothpaste
The
people.
Yeah,
Colgate
yeah.
toothpaste, they created like a frozen dinner. And I found this in the branding literature, like brand failures. And I'd found multiple sources. So I thought I was fairly confident that this was a real thing. I had my intern make a replica of a Colgate lasagna, just as we envisioned their frozen dinner. And I put it in the museum, explicitly stating that, this is a replica. We don't actually know what the real frozen food was. And Colgate's lawyers called me and were very adamant about that they had no recollection of a Colgate lasagna. And I was like, well, tell me the real story. Give me the real scoop. Send me some original packaging and I'll correct my misinformation here. And they just said, we have no recollection of a Colgate
Oh,
lasagna.
that's the best. So they wanted everybody to forget this, and they were pissed at you
I'm
for
like-
bringing it
and
up.
I was like, bitch, this is everywhere.
Yes.
On the internet. You search Colgate lasagna, and you got my intern's box everywhere,
That's
right?
hilarious.
Anyway, so they didn't contact me anymore, and then during COVID, some investigative journalist actually, he's like, I think Museum of Failure is full of shit. So they're like, Colgate's full of shit, but so is Museum of Failure. So they actually, investigated this story. And I had written that Colgate did this in the 80s, because that's what I found in my sources. And it turns out that Colgate did launch frozen dinners, but they were in the 50s, and it was dehydrated chicken and crab meat.
Oh my God.
It's like a MRE.
But
the military.
Isn't it? That's kind of the things that people did, right? Wasn't that was like a thing, right? Like where you had to have this kind of stuff, and it was like people trying to be futuristic.
That's so
right?
50s. That's so 50s.
But you just like imagine this: you're Colgate, you're this big brand, and instead of just saying, "Guys, this was in the 50s. We made some nasty. We tried to sell dinners and it didn't work out. We're still cool. You can still brush your teeth with our stuff."
Right.
Yeah.
Instead, they're like, "Oh no, we never failed. This never happened." It's like their way of handling this was the exact opposite of the way you should handle
Yeah,
it.
if they just would have owned it, it would have been less
Hell,
of a story.
If you guys are like, they sold dehydrated artificial whatever crab meat, that's not going to make you love or
No.
hate Colgate
Yeah.
for that.
I think you got to kind of
No.
don't you have to kind of embrace it?
Well,
Like
they're
when
probably
you,
thinking like, who do you think we are? Unilever? We're not Unilever, man. We only
You
do-
never did their own fair share.
Yeah, at
of
least
Oh,
they
yeah.
tried. Actually, when I think of the two biggest failure companies who could have succeeded, I think of Kodak and Zenith, because Kodak was making cameras for years, and they just completely missed the digital camera revolution. I think they just didn't. I think it was in front of them, and they just didn't know what they were looking at, and they blew that. And Zenith obviously was making TVs forever, and they blew it too. I mean,
Zenith.
are they too? Are
Zenith,
they?
Zenith is right in our backyard, by the way. Zenith,
Are they in your museum?
Chicago.
Are those-
Kodak's in the museum because they actually invented the digital camera.
right.
and they did
You
it
guys-
badly.
Do you know what year they invented it?
Oh, see, it's got to be like in the 1960s, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, most people would say like 80s, 90s. It was the mid 70s.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I would have
I didn't
said.
know
I would
that.
have said.
I didn't know
I would
that.
have said 80s or
Yeah.
90s.
didn't know
Okay, you guys, good guess.
I didn't know
And
I'm an innovator.
they developed it and they were really good at manufacturing it. But what they got wrong was the business model. So they got the technology right, but my dad bought a Kodak, one of the first cameras, and it came in a big box, and it came with a printer and 5 sheets of photo paper.
Oh, so you could
So-
take. Okay, I get it. I get it.
So the idea was you take a photo with your digital camera, Kodak camera, and then you transfer it and you print the photo on your printer, and you had to pay for that photo paper. This was Kodak's entire business model, that they continue to try to make money on when you printed the photo. And then you fast forward when we all have, cameras in our phones, and nobody prints photos.
Correct.
And Kodak even had an early version of Instagram. They had something called Easy Share. I think it was something like that. And it was like a photo sharing application. But they didn't understand the business model is to share photos, not to print them. So they were still trying to make money getting people to use this Instagram.
That's their whole thing. That's their whole thing.
So they were on the right path. They just deviated off the path. If they just would have, like you said.
Like you said earlier, they didn't quite get it because they got the technology, but they didn't understand the business model, and they were afraid of changing their extremely profitable business
of developing photos. That's their thing.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So they guessed right, but they just got it wrong. That's actually the most interesting thing. Like when you're right, but you're still wrong. That's fascinating. Yeah.
All right. So
and they actually the sad thing about Kodak is that the same week or the same month that Kodak, this massive and iconically successful company, they go bankrupt. Within a week or a month, I can't remember, Instagram with 13 employees was sold to Facebook for $1 billion.
I want to be Instagram.
Oh man,
I want to be that guy.
No, don't encourage Mark. Don't encourage Mark. I can't do it. So let me ask you this: are people constantly coming up to you with like ideas for failed products that you should put into your museum? I mean, is that a giant thing?
Yeah, I get every time there's a sort of a media story or some kind of attention for the museum, or we open a new exhibition, then I do get and I ask for suggestions, because now the past couple of years I haven't bought anything. I get donations to the museum. So I want suggestions, and I like donations more than suggestions.
Well, I do have a suggestion. It's a concept. I was thinking about this for weeks when Matt introduced you to us as a future guest. So I'm a film buff, so there's so much like innovative and inventions in movies that are just fake. But they fail in the movies, or they fail conceptually in the movies, or they're an invention that's so unrealistic. My idea for you is all your products, services, and how would you describe it? It's real stuff, right? It's product and service. Yeah. Product and service. Yeah. There should be a wing of like imaginary stuff or movie made inventions that actually kind of never really became anything, but I'm convinced that a lot of corporations watch movies in the last 60, 70 years, and they come up with their innovations based on something that happened in the movie. Like Back to the Future is very famous for that. Back to the Future Part 2, because Nike, they had the shoes that tied themselves. Nike came up with that.
Yeah.
All different sorts of things, like the hoverboard, like that was in the movie. There's all sorts of things that movie producers or directors or writers come up with in just their imagination, just for their movie, never thinking it'll be a real thing. And then an innovator comes up with it, or a corporation, they say, oh, fuck, we can do that. And they do it.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see how things in pretend life become real or fail in comparison.
There's an idea I heard, I don't know if it actually exists or what, but I thought it was fascinating. The idea of our imagined futures,
mm-hmm.
like where our imaginary, like in fiction, we imagine futures that never happen. So those would be the failures that are ideas of how our future would be, don't turn out to be true.
Yeah. Like 1984, that kind of thing.
Well, that's coming. That's coming to real. That's real reality. Now. That's reality now. Well, I told you, I just read that book, and I'm like, it's eerie.
No,
I reread it, and it's like I reread it because it's so topical. It's dead on.
Dead on.
But you know what's another good movie with a bunch of inventions that failed is Gremlins. Remember the dad in the movie Gremlins? The movie Gremlins.
No. What happened?
Okay, the movie Gremlins. The lead character, the kid, the teenager, his dad was an inventor, and he went around the world. That's how he got the gremlin. He went to China trying to sell his inventions, and came home with whatever the name is, a Mogi or a Moki or whatever it's called.
He invented that?
No. He invented different things, and he went around the world trying to sell his inventions. And one of them was a multifunctional, like a Swiss Army knife, but had like toothpaste, a toothbrush, and toothpick, and a water pick, and all this stuff in it.
Was this a Colgate thing again?
It could be, but he had a ton of inventions in that movie, and I think some of them actually became real over the last, few decades.
I love the concept of that.
And there's a guy out of Los Angeles that has a concept called design fiction. So he's an industrial designer, and he uses fiction, sort of like you mentioned it.
Yeah.
He uses the ideas of science fiction of the future, and then they actually design stuff. So one of his projects was they took IKEA, the Swedish furniture company.
Right.
They wrote an entire IKEA sort of catalog, but it was published in 21 or whatever, like 50 years in the future, 100 years in the future. So by imagining what IKEA looks like in 100 years, there's so many things that are different in 100 years that we can sort of conceptualize and think of. They created all kinds of shit based on that very simple premises of what would IKEA look like or furniture look like.
See, I was waiting how long we'd have to wait till you bring up IKEA.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Here's my question to you. I like that. Here's my question to you. What's not in your museum now that you might think might be in the next 5 years? For example, cryptocurrency, that's a big hot button topic where they say half the people are saying this is the future because it's going to replace the monetary system in the United States, or is it going to be fool's gold?
We have a section at the museum called failure in progress.
Oh, nice.
So there we have cryptos. NFTs have already failed.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Sure.
That's crazy. That was quick.
And we have Elon Musk. He has a thing called Neuralink, where
heard of that.
they operate chips into people, and it's supposed to connect humans with computers.
Wait, they put a chip in your brain?
Yeah, they've done it with animals. But the thing is, like, it doesn't work.
Hence why it's in the museum.
Well, it's not in the museum because they won't tell us it doesn't work, so we don't know.
Sure.
So we just keep our eye on it. I did fuck up once though on this question. This was about 5 years ago. I was invited to a very prestigious tech company, Switzerland, super prestigious. I got paid a lot of money to do a talk there, and I'm on stage and I'm being all badass. Doing my
by saying fuck every other word. I like that.
No, yeah, I'm a man. Fuck, man.
I mean, you got to command the stage. You know how that goes. So that's good.
So what did you say? What got you in trouble?
So anyway, I'm doing my thing, and so the owner of the company and the CEO and owner, he was in the audience, and that's fine, that's cool. And then I do my talk, and everybody's like, there's 300 sort of managers, directors from all over the world. They've flown in, and then I get a question: what do you see today on the market that you think will be in the museum in the future? And I was like on a roll because everybody loved me, and I was like Mr. Super Smart and professional. And I say, because I'm an idiot, I say, because at the time Apple Watch wasn't selling very well. It was like the first version, and I hated it. I thought it was such a stupid thing. So I said, I think the Apple Watch is going to be in the Museum of Failure in a couple of years. So not only am I wrong because, Apple Watch is a massive success,
Sure.
but what happened that I was escorted off the stage.
Wow.
You
got the perp walk. You got the perp walk, huh?
Yeah, basically they kicked me off stage.
Oh, that's rude.
And
That's rude.
And then the guy who sort of kicked me out of the conference, he's like, Mr. CEO loves watches, and he bought all the managers an Apple Watch for Christmas present.
Oh my God.
So someone's feelings got hurt, is what you're saying. Someone's feelings got hurt, and you were the sacrificial lamb. See, that's That's
You
unprofessional.
were like Gilbert Godfrey
that's
up there.
that's
You're
unprofessional.
Gilbert Gottfried of like.
That is awesome. All right, so let's do this because our listeners are not going to. A lot of our listeners are not going to go to Sweden, even though we have listeners in Sweden.
I'm not going to Sweden.
So, all right. So the Museum of Failure isn't just in Sweden. So tell us, how can we see all the things that you guys have? What kind of things do you guys do so people around the world can see what they're doing?
Well, I can correct you first. It's not in. It started in Sweden, but it's in Brooklyn, New York.
It's just
Wait, so
that's
I
why
thought
he's
that
in
was
New York
just-
right now.
No, I mean he's not in New York right now. He's back in Sweden.
Yes.
I know that.
No,
but
I'm in Sweden, but the museum is in New York.
Right.
So
all right, so I completely misunderstood this. So the whole museum right now is in the Bronx in New York. Is that right?
Brooklyn.
yeah, in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
All right,
And
but
it's open until mid-May or mid-June, depending how things go.
So is this the same? Because I go to Minnesota every year for Christmas. My in-laws.
yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
in Mall of America 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was
During the
it's the
Christmas,
same-
so
it-
Is that the
yeah,
same
it's
exhibit?
It's a little bit bigger in New York, but it's basically the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
well, everything's bigger in New York. So so I guess I didn't
And more
understand this.
and more expensive.
Yeah,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
So the museum actually moves around.
Yeah, so it stays about 2 or 3 months in each place, and then it moves on to the next place.
You know, it was here in Chicago
like that
after
concept.
Minnesota.
Wait,
No, it was
Was it?
no, it was planned for Chicago, and then it never happened.
Oh, because in Minnesota they had mentioned because
Yeah.
I said I was from Chicago, and they had mentioned something that's coming to Chicago, and we were joking like, "Oh, the
Yeah.
Museum of Failure is following me." I said it's follow me because I'll be back in Chicago next week. So it never came to Chicago. Okay.
It'll probably come to Chicago in the near future.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Holy
And
cow!
you guys
See?
have VIP. You guys have VIP
Thank
tickets.
you. Thank you.
Awesome.
And please send me a high resolution photo of each one of you.
Oh boy,
Okay,
we're being inducted.
yeah. Oh man, yeah. I can see this. Wait a minute. This is like you guys have VIP passes, and we're gonna have our own wing. The world's the
No, actually,
fail podcast.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna send you LCD screens and a video, so it's just a nonstop video.
We're gonna send you a Betamax
Just
tape.
making
We're gonna send you a,
different
Betamax tape of us doing our show. So here's my last question.
Max Headroom.
Do you have a section of the museum about things that were destined to be a failure, but actually turned out to be a wild success? Just like a small section to kind of counterbalance the failure part. Like for example, Amazon book reseller could have been Books a Million back in the day. You know, it kind of blended in with all the other companies back in early 2000s. Then it just turned into this monstrosity, which is like, you know, beyond everyone's wildest expectations. Do you have a section like that, or just, you know, to kind of counterbalance the failure aspect of the museum?
I mean, there are several sort of examples of products that were failures, but then they turned out to be successes.
Right.
Like the Post-it note is the most famous example.
Okay.
I
I
hate
didn't know.
Post-it notes. I hate Post-it notes.
I use them every
Love
day.
'em.
I use them every day. Hate them. Yeah, use them every day though.
And then the other example is Viagra. Do you hate Viagra as well?
I love
Yeah.
I love Viagra.
Why do you need Viagra?
I don't need it, Ted.
Oh,
I
you
love it.
Oh, you love it. Okay, got it. You sprinkle on.
You
Sprinkle
need
on some-
Viagra. You need Viagra when you take a lot of coke. When you snort coke,
See?
you need Viagra, right?
Okay, now that
I am
explains it.
not. I am neither confirming or denying my cocaine habit. So wait. So
and,
Viagra.
he drives a DeLorean
so
too.
people thought Viagra, an erectile dysfunction pill that could make anyone anywhere have a hard on, was going to be a failure.
No, it wasn't. It was a cardiac. It was a heart medication
Yeah.
to begin with.
That's
Wait,
how it
what?
started.
How,
And they-
hold it. What,
I didn't
make
know
it-
that.
they
So
give you a
they
wait.
actually
Can I do this joke? It gave you a heart on. Sorry, I had to do that joke. I'm sorry.
That's like a dad joke.
it's a horrible joke.
Come on. Wait a minute. I did not know this. Viagra started as a heart medicine to
Yeah.
do what to your heart?
It's a blood. It,
I,
it,
I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what it did, but in the medical trials, the patients who had Viagra, they refused to stop taking it, and nobody could figure out. But it's working, but not that good, you know. And then they found out like the reason the men love to take this pill is because it gave them a hard on. And then they realized like, hey, this heart medication is better at giving men erections than it is as a heart medication. So now we have Viagra.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder how our show is. I wonder if our show meant to be funny, but I wonder if it has another.
It just gives people hard on.
No, I've never taken Viagra or Cialis or anything like that. But I have read.
Don't lie, Ted.
Listen,
Ted,
but I have read.
That's a failure.
Now
Failure.
this is the best. This is the best marketing thing of all time. I love the part of Viagra where it says, if you have an erection that lasts for more than 4 hours, please seek immediate medical attention. Hey, if you had on for 4 hours. Why would you?
Yeah, yeah. That was just marketing. That never happened. From what I read, that never happened. They just marketed like that. Okay, so Dr. West. So the right now the museum is in the Bronx until May.
No, for the 10th time. It's
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, whatever. Brooklyn. Okay.
It's a borough.
Whatever.
gonna
New
take
York
out
is New York is New York. So give us the cheat. Where is it going from? When it leaves Brooklyn, what's the next stop?
I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. So it's going to be one of the bigger cities because it's either going to be San Francisco, Chicago, DC, maybe Seattle or Austin.
If I could,
one of the bigger cities.
Do you have a website, Doctor, that we can go to just see?
museumoffailure.com.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah. So if I could just push for Chicago, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how San Francisco works, but it's very expensive.
Rosemont.
Yeah, no.
It's very expensive.
We just opened in New York, so we know all about expenses.
And it's just full of homeless people. Okay.
No,
Seattle is very rainy. Okay. Chicago.
What's good about Chicago? Tell me.
I'll tell you right now. I'll be honest with you. So Chicago has a suburb that is in between Chicago and O'Hare Airport. It's called Rosemont. It's a very small village. Rosemont. Look up Rosemont. Look up some of the things they have in Rosemont.
They have a convention center, large convention center.
Rosemont is an incredible story in itself, but they are perfect for you. They will probably pay you to have the museum there. And I'm not kidding you. I'm serious.
Yeah.
They're a convention hub. I mean, everybody goes to Rosemont for different things. They're always looking for stuff. Look at Rosemont. Yeah. It's a stone's throw from Chicago, and it's next to O'Hare.
Honestly, like if what I would like most. So okay, let's say we get some venue in Chicago, and this is a go. Then what I would love to do is to have some Chicago sort of local failures, so things, products, services,
the Cubs,
ideas,
the Sox,
no,
the
not,
Bears.
Not sports.
So
not
not
sports.
only
Not sports.
The Bears draft picks over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of Chicago failures. A lot of it is
K. McNown.
It's so easy.
That's a really good idea.
Your listeners can. I mean, if there's any Chicago-related failures, I would love to hear. I mean, I'd love to get those suggestions.
Oh yeah, we can. You know what? So that's a great thing for our listeners to come up with. I love that.
No, that's cool because then you're getting a local vibe and you're touching a nerve.
And it's fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can absolutely do that. I think, you know what, there's a challenge out to our listeners. Send me as many homegrown Chicago failures, and don't do sports because it's just too easy. And then I will send them to you, and then we can kind of try to get this thing here because I think it would be a blast.
Be
I mean, just looking at the stuff on the website and everything, and going through all these different failures.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know what? One of the things I ran across was a Cheeto flavored lip balm. I want you to think about that for a second. Yeah, I just want you to. I mean, I'm addicted. My sister and
Sounds
I.
yummy.
We're addicted to chapstick, and I know I see people like doing that. But imagine that in Cheeto flavor.
We have one of the kids has a lime one at home. It's fucking disgusting.
It is.
So actually, here's the most obvious question. I forgot
keep saying this.
No, this is my last question. Seriously, ghost towns. Ghost towns, like for example, they were boom towns at one point. These towns were built up. Like for example, what's the town in North Dakota with the fracking? It built up. And then it went dead because the fracking went away. Ghost towns.
Yeah.
That's a failure. I mean, those are failures. Mm-hmm.
There are entire cities in, like, I read something about cities somewhere in South America built by Ford or some.
Oh yeah, when he was harvesting rubber.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't Ford, but it was one of the. Big
it was Firestone and Ford. They were together on that. Yeah.
Something like that. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. You know what? I love that we're part of this now. I love that we're doing this.
That's what I'm worried about. We're going to be part of it for forever.
well, no, Ted.
Be careful what you wish for.
No, we figured out, Dr.
Just
West.
remember, this was his idea, but not mine.
we figured
small
out that
potatoes.
we figured out that there's 8 billion people on the earth, and there's 4 podcasts for every human
Yeah.
being on the planet, so we can't be in there.
Right.
I mean,
There's 32 billion
yeah,
podcasts.
we literally cannot be in there yet.
First, you have the top 100 crime-related podcasts.
Yeah, we cannot be in there. All right, so Dr. West, thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
so
being
much.
on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
This has been absolutely a blast, and we appreciate you doing this. And yeah, I will send you everything that our listeners send us, and hopefully, very soon we will have a Museum of Failure right here in Chicago.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thank
Doctor.
you so much
Doctor.
for having
Thank
me.
you
Take
so
care.
much.
Thanks for
All
being
right,
on.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Wow.
Oh, that was great.
Dude, is that crazy? Does the concept of that seem absolutely nuts? I mean,
No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, it's part of Americana, or just like I mean, think about it. I mean, think of all the ideas that have been out in the world throughout history, where it's like it, at the time it sounded great, and like the most fascinating part about failure is not like a spectacular failure, but something that looks like it's got all the earmarks. It's going to be successful, and it's even mildly successful at the beginning, and then it just kind of flames out, where something that looks unpromising at the beginning actually turns out to be a wild success. That I always thought that was a fascinating concept, because you just cannot predict.
well,
How these things are
you
gonna
know what the
go.
weirdest one was is that the people who made Segway thought that the world would be on Segways. What? Who?
Well, I mean, well,
is
think
there anything that is there except for television? Lets everybody just sit and do whatever.
Yeah.
But is there another thing besides? I mean, television, the internet, pornography. I mean, is there another thing that really is going to be that big?
Well, but think about it. Think about you're an executive who's making big money, and you're in a boardroom where everybody's, it's kind of like being a dictator. Everybody's scared of you, and everyone's kissing your butt, and you're in a boardroom, and you're saying, "This is a good idea," and you got these yes men sitting at your table who have to agree with you, or else they're going to get fired. So think about the guys at Zenith and Kodak who've been making TVs and cameras for years, and then they just couldn't see around the corner, and they couldn't see the future. And they flamed out. Where look at the Lester companies who just took over. I mean, why isn't Kodak the most successful camera company of all time? They've been doing it for years.
because they didn't want to. They didn't want to share. I just
they
think
are they are a successful
yeah.
company.
I mean, I just think
They
I just think
didn't
of this.
take a run.
Yeah, I just think of this. You're sitting in a Gerber. You're sitting in a baby food meeting with all your execs, and somebody says adult baby food, and then nobody's got the balls. Nobody's got the balls to go. Are you? Have you eaten this stuff?
Yeah,
Are you
no.
kidding me? Yeah. So it does seem kind of wild, right?
But you know what I said about things in movies, like Back to the Future, I'll bring it up again. You know, at the opening scene in the first movie when he had the automatic dog feeder, like that's
a
thing
now.
now.
That's
I know.
a thing now.
And
I
that
know.
movie came out in like 86 or 87. There's all these things in movies that are a thing now. They were kind of like fantastical in the movies because the technology wasn't there back in the day. And now they are like legitimate things that are on the market making tons of money.
I guess you know what I mean. I know that
He could totally open.
I know
one
that
here.
for oh yeah
He
oh
could
yeah, for
have.
sure.
He could actually have like something like year round here.
Well, see, that's the thing that I didn't understand. I thought like it had permanent. I thought there were permanent places,
I
and
didn't
then
know
it
either,
moved
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I did not realize the entire museum moved
Moves, yeah.
around, and it's not in any one place ever for any extended period of time.
When we were in Minnesota, they
like
had it
a
in the Mall
traveling
of
circus.
Yeah,
It's
when
like a
they had
traveling
it in the
circus.
Mall of America,
Traveling circus.
they explained it to us there too. And they were actually a smaller. It was a smaller area, so they didn't have all their stuff. They're like, oh, we have way more than this, but you know,
I can't believe you went to this. This
I
is
did-
really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time in there, but yeah, I did go.
I loved. I mean, I just love looking at all the stuff online, and then I looked up. You know, when I took that and I took it past that, and just went and looked up failures because I love to do my research for all this stuff, and it was really awesome, man.
Well, I mean, if you just look through human history, I mean, it's just fascinating to look at things that people thought were great ideas at the time, and maybe they were good ideas, but like there's so many variations where it's like it's a great idea, and they were ahead of their time, but they just couldn't pull it off. Like so with Kodak, they had the right idea, they were on the right path.
They invented
the
the digital
it
camera
in the 70s,
and they're not gajillionaires.
and
I
they just,
really-
but
I
they couldn't
honestly-
pull it off.
Ted, I think that my father-in-law had one of those.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I have to ask my wife. I think we talked about this before. Not my
Well,
wife
just
and I.
think about even on a lesser scale. Just think about. I mean, I know no people are in the museum, individuals. I get it, but think about just the average person who could have bought a couple of rental properties back in the 50s, and they'd be long gone by now. But those rental properties would still be in their family for create generational wealth for years. And they just didn't. They didn't have the. They didn't have the nerve to pull it.
Think about all the people that invested in these things, and they failed, and all the money that was lost.
Yeah,
I mean, I know there's money.
Crypto.
There's
What's
money
that XFT? That XFT just went bust, and that was like a multi-billion-dollar thing.
Don't get me started on that.
Okay.
Don't get me started on crypto. I told you it was bullshit. I told you it didn't make sense.
But
I told you it had no fucking value.
Some people think it has a lot. Some people think it has a lot of value. Mark Cuban thinks it has a lot of value.
No, I agree that crypto will exist at some point in the future.
Yeah.
But the way it's set up now, it doesn't have any value.
Okay, but what about 10 years from now? See, that's the thing. We don't really know. I mean, for example, I think we've talked about this before. So every currency in world history has about a 100-year life cycle, and then it doesn't exist anymore. For example, whatever the Romans had, the Greeks had, whatever the Zimbabwe dollar,
why are you picking
German
things that I don't know anything about?
So the point is,
the German is the mark.
Yeah, the mark. But the point is, what's going to happen to the U.S. dollar in 100 years from now? Is it going to be around? Or is inflation?
I hope so. I have some of them.
Yeah. Or you're gonna burn it for firewood because it's going to be useless because we're printing so much of it.
The U.S. dollar, our system is very unique, though. It's different than anything.
Oh, it's different.
It is.
Yeah. So in 200 years from now, it's going to be here.
Whatever.
It's already been here for a couple hundred, I think.
Yeah,
right? How many years?
I feel like it's been around for a while, but no, I understand.
But
Teddy,
Hamilton,
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
I understand exactly what you're saying. That I mean, and a lot of these companies, a lot of these things are things that failed originally, and then people just like what Mark said, they took that idea and they kind of moved past it and they
tweaked
bettered
it.
They tweaked it and made it better.
And maybe it was the right idea, but at the wrong time, or you have the right.
A lot of it seemed like that was a thing.
If I took out a cell phone back in 1870, nobody would know what it was because there's no network. It's a cell phone, but it's useless. So without having the network,
how are you? What?
You know what I'm talking about.
There's this comedian.
You know what I mean.
There's this comedian that talks about. I'm
giving you a very simple concept because we're idiots. So we need to have very simple concepts.
Ted's point, there's this comedian that gets up on stage and he goes, I'm an idiot. He's like,
no, he's not.
He goes, if I went back in future, if I went back to the past, if I could travel and go back to 1850, and I would say, hey, in the future, we have these things. We have phones everywhere. You can talk on them. And they would just say, really? Well, how's that work? And I'd be like, I don't know. And he would go on naming all these different things. Like, oh, in the future, we have this. And they're like, really? How's that work? He's like, I don't know. So he's like, nobody would believe me because I'm a big idiot. I know we have these things, but I have no idea how anything works.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how a TV works.
I don't know how a fucking plane flies. Yeah. How does a plane stay up in the air?
Bernoulli's principle. That one I do know. I taught that to the kids. We talked about that. Okay, so let's put this thing to bed because, man, I have so many ideas that are shitty right now, and I don't want to say any of them, so I don't end up.
Dr. West is going to love you.
Yeah, he is absolutely good. You know what's funny? So I sent him a thing, and I was like, because Dr. Samuel West, and I'm like, and he when we send back things back and forth, I end up using first names for everybody, right? And so I said, listen, I go, you're a doctor. I remember we talked about that girl from work who, once she became a doctor, and I said, what do you want us to call you? And he's like, well, he goes, I don't care, but the museum people, want Dr. West. So I was just like, no problem.
I mean, if someone says, I don't mind calling someone doctor because they earned it. I mean, to be a doctor is tough. I mean, whether you're a PhD or an MD, I mean, you know how tough it is to get a PhD?
It's too hard for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, his funny thing is he's a psychologist and an expert in corporate failure. Nice. He's worked for, and he mentioned IKEA. He's worked for IKEA, Volvo, Johnson & Johnson, Deloitte.
Deloitte Touche. Yeah, I can't remember what they make, but I know. I heard of them,
I mean, he has when he talks about going to these big places, he has been to tons of gigantic places. People, I mean,
but some of them, a lot of them are business calls and not like museum type calls.
So is he a consultant?
No. He's a consultant.
He's a consultant. He's a consultant.
Oh yeah. He's worked with tons of companies. I mean, I'm hoping because IKEA. I remember IKEA had blow up furniture. I'm pretty sure he did not have anything to do with that. Yeah, he did not have anything to do with that. Okay, but let's put this thing to bed. Teddy, last thoughts.
If someone asked me to invest in Apple computers back in the 70s, I would have done it.
No, you wouldn't have. You're not that insightful.
Okay, I would have bought an Apple.
So no, but I mean, if somebody came up to you with a ridiculous concept, Teddy, I've got time travel. I want you to invest in it. You know what you'd say? Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, I mean, something that's impossible, but I mean,
Wasn't at some point wasn't that impossible? I
It-
mean, wasn't a computer the concept of having a computer in our pocket
yeah,
that could get us information,
Yeah.
any sports question answered, right? Because that's what you use it for, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who had the most touchdown? Bullshit, that guy didn't have the most touchdown passes. But yeah, I mean
It basically is used to prove all your friends wrong.
yeah. Oh, that's fucking bullshit.
well, I guess the big takeaway is anything's possible within reason.
So you almost have to.
Anything's possible.
I
yeah.
mean, if you got money,
be more open minded,
yeah,
right? Just
yeah,
be open minded.
instead of investing in AT&T or whatever,
Yeah.
take that money, spread it out over the 20 stupidest
Yeah.
concepts that you could ever find,
Yeah.
and hope that one of them hits a home run.
Yeah, what if $100 in this and you forget about it? And like it's like crypto. It's like, okay, put 1,000 in crypto, forget about it, and in 10 years you'll either have 1 penny or you might have $100,000. You don't really know.
Yeah, I just think about airplanes. Like I think about airplanes and the concept of being able to fly anywhere, right? And like bunches of people are going to go to this place.
Yeah.
They're going to get on these machines.
Yeah.
They're going to fly in the air all over the place, and this is going to happen in the future. And if you're in the the early 1900s,
Well, look at
or
you- yeah.
and you're just like, no,
No,
I
no,
think
I've been,
I'll pass on that one.
every aviation museum you've ever been to, they show the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk with that piece with that plane that
Yeah,
they made,
the death
And-
machine?
yeah, and that flew for 13 seconds. They thought that was like the most successful flight ever. I think it was airborne for 13 seconds or like 20 seconds, and who knew that was going to lead to
Right.
this? Yeah,
So I mean, you
yeah.
got to kind of do that. But
Yeah.
okay, Mark, last thoughts.
Well, first of all, I have a thought on my. I wish we could go back to the day where we settled our disputes, fighting, like fist fighting, rather than Google. It was funner when you got in an argument with a friend
And just beat the
and-
shit
and
out of each other.
How
about a duel? How about a duel?
No, like I'm talking about like friends. I'm not talking about something where the police have to be called. But you'd sit around and you have to like. There's a dispute and one can't prove the other wrong because we don't have a smartphone next to us.
Right.
So it had to be settled some way. Those are fun times. My final thought is
just beat them into submission.
my final thought is whoever gets their ass kicked was wrong.
Yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Don't give up, right? If you have a good idea and it fails, it might lead to somewhere else. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be afraid to try something. Don't be afraid of failure, because when you fail, that's how you grow.
Yeah,
I mean,
get you
in
one
general,
step,
just
get you
in
closer to success. Yeah,
yeah, in
for
anything in life, in
Mhm.
sports, in anything in life. It's not just inventing and making money. It's not always about that. But don't be afraid to try different things. Don't be afraid to fail.
No, you know what? And I'll tell you this: all throughout my teaching, one of the things that I always said to the kids, no matter what age they were, is you learn more from failing than you do from being successful. Right? Because you could dumb luck into anything. I could dumb luck into creating a pen. No pens ever existed, and I just dumb luck into it, and I don't know how I got there. But failing, I mean, we talk about like the computer. How many iterations of the original computer were there?
2.
No. Before they came up with an actual working computer. I mean, think about how many times you had to fail. You had to come to work every day for how many years? I'm assuming years, whatever. Yeah. But say you came to work one day, every day, 300 days, and you failed, right? That's some perseverance right there. You've got to, I mean, how many times, I mean, think about it, like when you do something bad, we're playing golf or we're doing whatever, and you fail, you're just like, oh, I suck. No, there is no I suck. It's just like, now I got to do something different.
Yeah.
What different thing can I do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be the hardest part
Are
of
you
it,
telling
right?
me to quit golf?
No.
You suck now. You got to find something to do.
No.
play left-handed.
No. Listen, darts is a really good thing you can do, and you can do that drinking.
You know
too.
what? I hate darts.
No. I'm just saying. I'm like, how hard is it to come up with a different idea and think about all these people that have failed, right? That's cool. Maybe they went on to do other things and stuff. I just think it's such a cool concept.
At least they tried.
Right.
Yeah.
That they tried.
Yeah.
Right. That some guy said, we're a toothpaste company, but we're going to make dehydrated crab meat and dehydrated chicken.
He is right, though. They missed the boat by, instead of getting angry, they should have embraced it like Ted said.
Yeah.
They should have like embraced it and been like, yeah, dude, that was fucking great. We tried that. We did try and do that.
Yeah. Hey, we
did it.
embrace. I feel like we embrace failure every single day.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not doing a
We've
good.
been embracing it like 63 times now. We're
We
62.
did 60.
Hey, we fucking encompass it, man.
we embody it. We embody it. We slathered ourselves in failure.
listen, this is what I guarantee, and not in a bad way. But when this thing comes to Chicago, you're going to see the real Three Idiots banners and signs all over this place, man. Because we're going to be kind of
Rosemont is fucking Rosemont. Oh my god.
Yeah, but listen, so I'll say this: couple of things. Number one, if you have a Chicago failure, please send it to us. Get it on Instagram. TikTok, we're there. You can email it to us. Okay, send us the failure so I can send it to him. For next week, this is pretty interesting. Mark, you are out of town, correct?
Yes.
Nebraska again?
Not saying.
Are you okay?
Not
So you got a pretty serious thing going on with I'm whatever. Okay.
They're a female Sasquatch.
Moab, Utah. I think it's going to Moab, Utah.
Hot ass
Red
female
Rocks.
Sasquatch.
Red Rocks.
So this is pretty exciting. If you tune in next week, you are going to hear Stan from the original deleted that you never heard, I guess, unless you were there really early. The deleted first episode. Stan is going to be on to take your place while you are in doing whatever kind of sick shit you do to a female.
Let's hope you don't get Wally pipped, okay? You have a spot when you come back, all right?
Well, you know what? We got to teach Stan to talk into the microphone.
That's
so I
true,
think that's going to take 10 or 15 minutes.
Never
right
mind.
there.
Yeah,
So,
you'll be back.
Yeah. So the annoyance part will be there. All right. Listen, man. We had a great time.
Oh, you're going to have a new listener where I go. I'm going to tune in. And it's going to pop up on the.
Oh, and there. Okay. You know what? We haven't. Oh man, you got to go to a city.
Idaho.
You got to go to a state that Idaho.
Washington State.
No, Washington State. I think Idaho. The only two states
You know
we
what I'll
have.
do? I'll listen
Idaho
on.
and
I'll
Montana.
listen on the plane, and then it'll just bing to every state I go through.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And we are up to, and you guys heard this. I think 13. We hit 13. I didn't tell you guys. 13 different. We are at 12. 13 different African countries have listened to this show.
Nice.
Holy shit!
Just African countries. I
Just
like that.
African countries. Yeah, but we're not in the Congo. So if you're going to the Congo, download us there, stream us there.
Thank you,
It'd be
Africa.
great.
Thank you, Africa.
Yeah, I love every second of it. Oh, and we got one of the people are doing it. They're doing a deep dive. Somebody, one of our future one of our future guests. She goes, "I'm doing a deep dive." I think she listened to 40 or 50 different shows.
Wow.
Yeah, because I get all that info right in the UK. They're in the UK. It's pretty interesting. I'm not going to say anything yet, but it's going to be real interesting.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, so she went real deep. So. I'm assuming she probably won't be a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you go too deep,
I had some bad nights.
Yeah. Teddy, we all had some bad nights. All right. Listen up. Enjoy it. We'll have Stan on next week. Mark will take a week off, and we got some really cool stuff coming up. And enjoy. And
I'll do a song. I'll call a song in though. I'll record a song for you.
Oh hell yes!
So I'll record it, and then you could play it.
Okay, but I can't edit. So
you don't have to edit. You
just play it on my phone.
Just play it to the mic.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
step to the mic and the mic no faking.
Just put it. Yeah.
Whatever, man. All right, cool. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy.